Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss the Accenture interview question, and these are the question is a client interview question. So let's begin. The first question is, can you describe your current project and explain its main component? So guys, I have already explained these questions, and if you didn't see this video, so you can check my video section. The next question is, which automation framework are you using in your project? So guys, for this question also I have created a separate video in which I have explained the hybrid framework, and if you didn't see this question, so please go and check from the video section. And I have create two these two separate video. The first video is for the project a component and explanation component, and the second video is for the framework, means how to explain the framework in the interview. And the third question is, what is the page object model like POM, and why it is the object repository used in the POM? So we'll see its answer. So guys, basically page object model is a design pattern in Selenium. Page object model is a design pattern in Selenium where each web page is represented by a separate Java class, and the class contain object repository and the action or method. So in the page object model, each web page is represented as a Java class, and this class contain object repository and the action or method. Object repository means all locator of the web elements that we have to write in the object repository, and action or method that we have to perform the action on that particular element and in the particular class. So why we use the object repository used in the POM? So basically the object repository stored or the locators means web elements in one place like page class, so they are easy to manage and reuse. Like object repository is a central place in the page object model where all element locator are stored and making maintenance easy. So you understood guys what is page object model and why we use the object repository in the page object model. Page object model is a design pattern, and in page object model, web page is represented as a Java class, and this Java class contain object repository and the action or method on which we have to perform the operation on that particular element. So we see the login page. In the login page there is a username text box present, password text box present, and login button. So in POM we have to create login page.java. For that login page, first we have to create in POM the login page Java, and in that login page Java there are the three locators like username, password, and login. As you see, these are the object repository, means by username, by password, and login button. And these are the method actions like enter username, enter password, and click on the login button. So in the login test.java we perform the action and perform the operation. So how to explain this question in the interview? So page object model is a design pattern in Selenium that separate the locator and action for each web page into the separate classes. It improve the code structure, reusability, and make maintenance easier. The object repository we use in the page object model because it is used to centrally stored or element locator. So if UI change, we only update the locator in one place. So if the interviewer asks this question as related to the project, or if you are as an experienced person, so you have to explain this with a star method like that, as you can see on the screen. Now we see some follow-up questions regarding the page object model and the object repository. So these are the following questions like, what are the advantage of the POM? Can you explain the structure of the POM framework? What is page factory? Where do you define the locator in POM, and the can object repository in XML? So pause the screen and you can check its answer also. So now we see the quick revision summary related this question. So POM object repository, what its benefit and where we use the POM. So guys, I have explained this question in very detail, and if you have any queries regarding this question, so you can comment in the comment box. Now moving to the next question. And guys, before moving the next question, I have created 5000 plus interview question, and I have tried to provide its answer in very detail, like how to explain. I have also provide its real time example, and Java code. So guys, I have created this 5000 plus interview question from the different platform like WhatsApp channel, Telegram group, LinkedIn channel, LinkedIn group, and other testing platform. And I have tried to provide its answer in very detail. So guys, if you have fresher or experience, so these notes is very useful for your interview. So notes contain like 1000 plus Selenium question, 700 plus manual testing question, 1000 plus Java interview question, manual testing project with complete documentation, Git interview question, Jira interview question, API testing interview question, REST assured interview question, project related interview question, SQL interview question, Jenkins interview question, and BDD Cucumber question. So guys, if you want these notes, I'm giving the notes link in the description box and the comment box as well. So go through this link and take the notes. And if you have queries regarding these notes, so you can contact me on my email. I am giving my email in the description box. Now moving to the next question, and the next question is, can you explain the purpose of the robot class in the Selenium? So let's see its answer. So first we see what is robot class. So the robot class in the Java is used to generate the native system input event such as keyboard like key press, key release, mouse movement, and the click. And means robot class in Java, it is used to generate the native system input event like mouse movement like click and hold, keyboard movement like key press and the key release. So it help in the automation scenario outside the browser DOM control which Selenium WebDriver cannot handle. Means when the Selenium WebDriver can't perform actions on the DOM, that time we use the robot class. So robot class in Java, it is used to simulate real keyboard and mouse event at the OS level. In Selenium, the robot class is used when we want to handle operating system level pop-up like file upload dialog, simulate keyboard action like tab, enter, control plus S, means any button we have to type on from the keyboard, and perform mouse movement or press native keys that WebDriver cannot handle directly. So that time we use the robot class. As we see real time example, means suppose the automation test click on the browser button to upload file, that time we use robot class. Selenium can click the button but can't type in the file path because the window is not part of the HTML DOM. So there's what is the solution for that? Means in the automation test click browser button to upload a file, means we have to upload a file by using the browser button. Selenium can click the button but can't type the file part because the window is not part of the HTML DOM. So what is the solution for that? So solution is we have to paste the file part by using control plus C and control plus V, and we have to enter the button from the keyboard. For that, first we will create the object of the robot class, that is robot equal to new robot. Then we use here wait dialog box, apply the wait for dialog box to appear, and then we write the path here that we have to write, and we will perform some keyboard key press event like that. So I have explained this question, like what is robot class and in which time, in which condition we use the robot class. Now there is a question that how to explain this question in the interviewer if the interviewer asks. So we have to say it like that. A robot class in the Java allows us to simulate keyboard and the mouse event at the operating system level. In Selenium, I use robot class when I need to handle things that WebDriver can't, like upload windows, print dialog, pressing operating system level keys like Alt, Control. For example, to upload file, I click the upload button using Selenium, but we have to here paste the path file path and press the enter. For that we use the robot class. Now we'll see the follow-up question regarding robot class. So first question is, can we upload the file without robot class? So yes, we can upload the file. For that we have to use the same case. What are the limitations of the robot class? What is the difference between robot and auto IT? Is robot class supported in the headless mode? So these are the all questions is related to the robot class. So this is a quick revision summary. So robot class means it is a Java class to simulate native and the mouse event. We use robot class in the Selenium for file upload, print pop-up, alter control, key presses event. And we not use the robot class when send keys is enough or in headless browser only flows, means we can't use robot class in the headless environment. Now we see the next question, and the next question is, why is the page factory used in the object repository? So we see its answer. So page factory is a inbuilt in a Selenium class that is used to initialize the web element which defined in the page object class using by find by annotation. Means page factory is a class which is used to initialize the web element which is defined by find by annotation, and it replaces the need to use driver.find elements for every element, because at the place of the driver.find elements we are using find by annotations and find and make object repository more readable, maintainable and efficient when we use the page factory. In short, page factory help to organize and manage the web element better using annotation. Real-time example, like in the login page we use here means by.id here we use the by.id, and when we use the page factory we have to use that line is replaced by find by annotation id is equal to user. So in this way we use the page factory class in the Selenium. Means when we use find by annotations, by means we are using here page factory class, because as we write find by annotation id equal to user, and we have to call this line by using page factory dot init elements driver dot this. Means when we write page factory dot init element in bracket driver comma this, means Selenium will automatically initialize all the web element when the page object model is created. So for that reason we use the page factory in the page object model. So what is page factory? So page factory is a class which is used to initialize the web element which defined by using find by annotation. So as a normal way we have to explain in the interview like that. Page factory is used in Selenium to initialize web element in a page object model using annotation like find by. It helps to write a clear and more organized object repository. Instead of defining locator manually, page factory automatically maps and initializes the web element, which improve the readability and reducing the bilateral code. So in this way we have to explain this question in the interview. Now we see the follow-up questions regarding page factory. So what is the benefit of using find by over by? What does page factory dot init element do? So this line means it initializes the web element annotate with the find by annotation. Can we use find by with dynamic element? So it is not generally it is not recommended for dynamic element. We use WebDriver way. What are find all and find by? So these are the annotation which is used to define multiple locator with the and or logic. What is catch lookup in the page factory? So it catch the web element after first lookup, useful for the static page. Means catch lookup means it is used for the static pages. So the pages that are stable during the testing process is called the static pages. Now moving to the next question. Before moving to the next question, I hope guys you understood this question very well. If you didn't understood this question, so you can comment me a comment box. I can try to explain this question in the next video. The next question is, how do you launch Internet Explorer in the Selenium? So as you know, we use Chrome driver Firefox. So as like Chrome driver Firefox, we can also use Internet Explorer in Selenium. For that we have to download the iDriver server.exe file, and we have to set system.properties correctly for that, and then we use Internet Explorer driver to launch the browser. But nowadays I is deprecated and not supported in many new systems. So for Internet Explorer we are using Microsoft Edge in the nowadays. So for that we have to first set the path like system.set property. Here we have to first give a key and value. Key means here we have to write a driver name, and value means here we have to write the its path where we save the this file. So as a normal way we have to explain like that. To launch Internet Explorer in the Selenium, I download iDriver server.exe, then I set its path using system.set property, and then create instance of Internet Explorer driver. So these are the code you can see on the screen. So in this way you have to explain this question in the interview. The next question is, how do you use select class in the Selenium for handling the drop down? All you know guys, what is Selenium class? So Selenium class is used to interact with the drop down elements which are created within the select HTML tag. If this element is present, only the select at that time we use the select class, otherwise we can't use the select class. So the select class in Selenium is used to interact with a drop down element which is created using the select HTML tag. It helps to select option by visible text, visible value, and the index. Also we can deselect the option by using the select class. Also we can retrieve all selected options. So how to explain this question in a normal way? We have to explain like that. To handle drop down in Selenium, I use select class which support drop down based on the select HTML tag. For that I first locate the element, then we create the select object and choose the option using select by visible, select by value, select by index. So this helps simplify drop down interaction. Means in the select class, to select the drop down element we can use select by visible text, also we can use select by value, also we can use select by index. So in this way you have to explain this question in the interview. So these pause the screen and see, these are the some following questions regarding select class, and we will see one by one. That is, can select class oh no, can select class used for all drop down? What if drop down is not present in the select time? That time we use the action or JavaScript. How to select multiple option from the drop down? That we use the multi select option. Means first we have to check the drop down is multi select, and then we have to use the select by index, select by value, or select by visible text. How to get all option in a drop down? So we use the select dot get option. How to check if the drop down is multiple selects? That time we use select dot is multiple method. So guys, I hope you understand this question in very well. If you didn't understand, so you can comment in the comment box. Now moving to the next question, and the next question is, how do you work with frame in Selenium? How many way you can pass the value to the frame? So in Selenium, frame are used to divide web page into the multiple independent section, and each with its own element. Means if the in a single web page there is a multiple section, and that multiple section we call the frame. And to work with element inside the frame, we have to switch to that particular frame by using driver dot switch to dot frame. So in the Selenium, frame are used to divide web page into the multiple independent sections, and to work with element that present on that frame, we have to first switch the particular frame by using driver dot switch to dot frame. And there are three ways to switch to the frame in Selenium. First is by index, second is by name or ID, and last is by web element. So we see real time example. Like suppose you are testing a banking app with a page layout like top frame, left frame, and middle frame. Top frame means logo and header are present, left frame means there is a navigation link, and middle frame is account info. to click button inside on the middle frame, we have to first switch to that particular middle frame, then we have to find element, and after that we perform the action. So like that, first we will switch the particular element, then we will find out the element and perform the action like send keys. So that in that way you can explain this question in the interview. The question was, how do you work with a frame and how many way we can pass the value to the frame. So by index, by name, or by web element. Now moving to the next question, and the next question is, can you explain the use of XPath and sibling element in the XPath? So XPath means it is a XML part. It is a query language which is used to locate the element on the web page. And sibling element in XPath means it refers to nodes that share the same parent node, like following sibling, preceding sibling. Means parent is a present in a stable place, and following and preceding. Preceding means if this is the parent element, so preceding means these are the present before that parent element is the preceding element, and following sibling means these are the present after the parent elements is called the following sibling, like that. So web element often don't have a stable ID or name attribute, and sometimes to locate the button or label or input field, we need to navigate from one known element to its sibling. So XPath sibling help to tester create dynamic and the reliable locator, especially when we have to deal with a complex UI and dynamic web table. So in this way, like name ID, label, input text. So XPath to locate the input field, we use the label, then we write the text, and then following sibling means here we write the input. I hope guys you understand this. Now the question is how to explain this question in the interview. So XPath is used in the Selenium to locate the web element, specially used when other locator like ID or name are not available. Sibling element in XPath allow us to find element that are the same level in the HTML hierarchy. For example, if label and input share the same parent, we can use following sibling to move from label to input, like that. For label, text, and following sibling like input, like that. For label to input, we use the following sibling because it share the same parent. Quick summary table for XPath. XPath means it is a query language to locate the web element. Following sibling means element with the same parent. Preceding sibling means moves to element before the current node. Following sibling means moves to element after the current node act as a parent element. And why it is useful? Because when we have to deal with a dynamic element, that time we use this following sibling concept in the XPath. So following question like difference between, here the question may be asked like difference between absolute and relative XPath. What is difference between following sibling and preceding sibling? Can you combine multiple access in one XPath? How do you write XPath to select the second or third sibling? So you maybe face this question in the interview, so be prepared for this interview. So guys, I have created the one notes which contain 5000 plus interview question, and I have tried to provide each answer in very detail with a real-time example, with a star method explanations, and with a normal way method explanations. Also it include bonus tip or follow-up questions, etc. And I have select this 5000 interview questions from various from different testing platform like WhatsApp channel, Telegram group, Telegram channel, LinkedIn groups, WhatsApp channel, and LinkedIn channel, and other testing platform. So if you have these notes, if you want these notes, so I am giving its link in the comment box and the description box. Please go through this link and share your feedback about regarding these notes. And if you have any query regarding notes or regarding any questions, so I am giving my email on the description box, so contact me on this email. And if you have any questions, so you can comment in the comment box. If you like my content, so do like, share, and subscribe, and share with your needy friend. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you once again.